My opinion to group projects is that they can be really stressful because you have to work with a lot of people, but at the same time there's a benefit because you get to work with different personalities and just sense communication and build your communication with others and those who are different than you.
Lipscomb does a great job of incorporating group work into the classroom every day, because this guy came and spoke in our business class and said that he was a part of a really intense interviewing process for this job that a lot of people wanted, but what set him apart from a lot of people that had graduated from big state schools and large schools was that he had a lot of experience in group work.
Group projects are a great way to get to know each other. It's one thing to go to class, do your work, and leave, but it's another to actually work with your classmates.
My opinion on group projects is that it's easier per person because it's less work for each individual, but then it's challenging to put all the pieces together into one.
When given a group project, it's really important that a strategy is well known across the group, and the biggest strategy is splitting up the work evenly and making sure everybody has a section that they feel comfortable with.
Overall, I really enjoyed working with these group of girls. First of all, I loved being with just a group of girls, so it was easy to come together and work in our dorm. But also, each girl and each individual in the group did their part. We worked really hard and we just put a lot of time and effort and knew that what had to be done. And so it was a lot easier working with a group who was dedicated and motivated to get a good grade than those who would slack and not do their part.
Overall, I loved working with these girls because everyone worked hard and was determined to finish everything on time.
Usually when you're doing a group project, you get that one person that kind of slacks off, but this wasn't the case in our group. Everyone did their work, everyone finished it on time, and we worked really well together. There was no problems in our group at all.
I haven't really had any problems working in this group because we're all just very motivated and on task, and we all have the same goal of wanting this presentation to turn out well and that all the information we've looked up and researched is translated well to the audience. We all live in Elam, so it hasn't been difficult to meet up and communicate with one another to make sure that everything is in place. And within this group, I've just tried to do my part in my research and what actually happened on the day of the oil spill, and then get it onto the outline and the essay and make sure that everything's just together for the actual day we present. And it's just been great. It's been easy.
I researched what actually occurred during the BP oil spill, and I looked into sources and researched what actually took place on that day, and I put all of the evidence that was given and released from the press, and I put it into this PowerPoint in this speech.
For my part of the project, I researched the company BP. I did this so that we could have a background knowledge of the company before we talked about what happened and what went wrong.
For this project, my part was putting the PowerPoint together, which worked out for me because I love doing PowerPoints. And I also wrote the introduction and the conclusion for the paper, and I was the editor, so I smoothed things out, obviously in the PowerPoint, but also in the paper.
I took on trying to figure out how BP could have fixed their communication to help the issue and how the issue could have been avoided if their communication was strong.
Group projects are a great way to get to know each other. It's one thing to go to class, do your work, and leave, but it's another to actually work with your classmates.
Group projects are very difficult because you have to be very intentional about meeting up with your group and communicating with your group in order that the work gets completed by the due date.
One difficulty with group projects is bringing each person's individual piece and making it flow into one seamless project. Another difficulty with group projects is finding a time that everyone can meet in order to work on the project.